Right? This okay.
Well, everyone for our committee meetings.
I can't get in either.
We're gonna start off with the special public safety committee meeting. They call public safety, special public safety committee. So order 6 p.m. We have one proposed action item. Anybody have any questions before we start? Get everything figured out last week, right? Everything look good to everybody?
Yeah.
Authorizing agreement with Greene County EMS Council Inc. for EMT training 2026.
Handle.
Handle Martinez. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Is there anything else to bring forward public safety? Motion to close.
Motion to adjourn. Second that.
All right, handle, we're closed.
All right, let's call fine services. We're at 6:02. And tonight we have Amanda and Tyler. On the street.
Hello, everyone. Just wanted to real quick brief an event that we are planning in partnership with Columbia County VSA and the Albany VA. So what we're planning is a veteran stand down, which is basically a large resource fair for veterans. It originally was intended for homeless veterans and needy veterans, but they've kind of since opened that up to all veterans. And what it is, just a big resource fair. We're gonna have vendors from the VA, from the state, local resources, and they're all gonna come together in one spot, basically, to service veterans that are in need. So they'll do different things like VA enrollment. They'll get any veteran enrolled into VA healthcare. They'll be producing ID cards on the spot. We'll have breakfast and lunch for the veterans and you know, just a full day of, well, not a full day, but a half a day of, you know, a way to service any of the veterans. So right now we're just trying to push it out to whoever. We are having a planning meeting with the VA and some of the other stakeholders, and that's going to be on February 17th. So if anyone's interested in attending that, you're more than welcome. It's hybrid. So we'll have a link there, and it'll be at the Veteran Center. The date for the event is May 2nd, and that's from 9 to 1 p.m. And we have secured the warehouse at the point. So that will be the location for the event. So if anyone's interested in any more details, I will have a flyer that will be sent out to everybody. So if anyone needs any more information, feel free to let me know.
Do they need to pre-register for this?
No, so they do not need a pre-register, and this is open to any veteran. Again, we are partnering with the Columbia County VSA, so we'll have some of their folks there as well. So you know, the more the merrier. Any veteran is welcome, and no pre-registering.
Time to say, Tyler?
So that's going to be 9 to 1 on May 2nd. And again, if anyone's interested in the planning meeting, that'll be February 17th. I believe we did that at 2. Yeah, 2 in the afternoon. But I will have a flyer that I will send out, as well as if anyone's interested, a link for that, the planning meeting. Oh, yeah.
Next up, we have Carol.
Good evening. Okay, so I was here last time talking about the $10 billion, 10 billion would be freeze. The New York State share was 3.4 billion. Our share ended up being on 3.9 million. On Friday, late evening, the judge has signed a prelim injunction and stay order was granted. So the monies will continue to flow as they argue that case.
Okay.
Questions? That's all I have.
How's it looking for heat with the freezing cold temperatures we've been experiencing?
So the heat program officially opened on December 1st, so clients can have one regular and one emergency.
How's that getting funded?
That's federal.
So they found money on the heat.
Yeah, after all the argument and stuff, so it started, the program started about a month and a half late.
So what happens, God forbid, we stay in this cold cycle and the heat money runs out? Are they're SOL?
No, then somebody would fill out an application, and if they're eligible for public assistance, we would authorize 150 gallons. And that is happening now.
So, when you get back to the $10 billion freeze, have they given you guidance on compliance to unfreeze money?
So it's unfrozen,
Mm-hmm.
because the judge unfroze it.
Okay,
But
which judge?
Which judge?
A federal judge or a state judge?
United States District Judge Vernon Burdick, Broderick.
They just issue an injunction to stop process.
Correct.
Until it's adjudicated.
So the money is being released.
Yes, so the federal government is paying New York State, correct. So there's no changes in any of the programs, there's nothing different.
So, does anybody know if it is found that there is some systemic fraud across New York State? Are they going to have to pay that money back then to the federal government
You know,
after this case, or if this case is going?
historically what happens is programs are audited, and based on an audit, then there ends up being a sanction, there's all kind of rules, and none of those things have happened yet. This was, something totally different, it was a complete freeze for the 5 states of $10 billion. So I would anticipate lots of audits, lots of information, and we haven't seen any of that yet.
You haven't seen anything from the federal government about auditing your books in this county
The
area?
federal government came in as a routine 3 Fridays ago, and I'm waiting to get the audit results back.
All right, do they normally come in yearly or something like
They
that?
come in pretty much every 3 years.
Every 3 years? Okay, all right. Are there other departments that they come in and check out too besides
No. Medicaid inspector.
highway? And
Mental health, Medicaid inspector.
mental health, they do that? Is it basically every 3 years for you guys too?
Every project.
Every project?
Hasn't been one year.
Amanda, how many years?
13 years. At least since I started mental health, they have not had a Medicaid audit.
And that's how long now?
It was 2011 when I went there.
14 years, huh? 15 years, no audit.
So we have a lot of audits, so we can pick them up for everybody else. Any other questions on that? Good. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you. Right, we'll get right into the action items. Number 1 is authorizing an agreement for Greene County Department of Human Services Aging and Columbia County Community Health Care Consortium.
Handle.
Linger, I'll second. And linger.
And the lender. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anybody opposed? Okay. That's it.
All in favor. Get a vote on it.
Oh, go ahead, we'll-
You gonna have?
I
Yes.
don't want it here.
No. It doesn't be official. Aye.
All in favor? All opposed? Okay, that's that. Number 2, authorizing agreement for Greene County Department of Human Services Aging and Unlimited Care.
Lang?
Ray O'Connell. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Number 3, budget amendment, Greene County Board of Elections, state fiscal year 25-26 grants.
Handle.
Lennon?
Handle Lennon, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Anything else to come before county services?
Sherry, just going back to that first contract with Columbia County Healthcare consortium.
Yeah.
I see in the bottom there that this, transportation can take them to Connecticut and Massachusetts.
So we have, we have clients that we rely on medical transportation on voluntary basis, right? So volunteers, they typically only transport in the local geographic area for medical appointments. There are some people that get specialty care that may be outside of the state lines or county lines, and they may utilize that in addition to people that may, need more assistance. They're hired drivers versus our staff, our medical transportation team is all volunteers, so they won't put hands on anybody, they can't assist them into the vehicle. The most they can do is maybe hold up their walker or their wheelchair. So that, the part of that CARTS program that Healthcare Consortium runs is really just to provide a little bit extra service. We typically don't see a whole lot of people that are leaving the state to go for treatment, but there may be somebody that, it may be the one-off or specialized treatment that they can't necessarily get here. I haven't seen any since I started in 2024 that have required that. This is really just an extra contract that we have in place if needed. And those appointments typically will work on a cost share basis, meaning that it's income driven, so they would have to pay a portion of that travel request. You're welcome.
Make sure.
Okay, anything else come before county services?
Motion to adjourn.
All done? Okay. Go. Thank you.
Hey, I'd like to open up public works committee, again, to hear from our Iowa Superintendent Scott.
Well, I'll try to go as quickly as I possibly can. Most of the projects right now are still working through the process. County reporting, we're waiting on right-of-way clearance still. There's still one property up there that we were waiting for the judge's order, so we can work through the EDPL process. Once that is resolved, we can get right-of-way clearance, and once we get right-of-way clearance, we can put that out to bid and get that project moving. County Road 61, we're also now waiting for New York State DOT to give a letter for authorization to award. That's why it's not actually put up this month. We tried to get that by today, but unfortunately, we did not get that. Probably going to be another 2 weeks before we get that authorization letter from DOT. So it will be on the agenda for next month. Brewston and Saybrook, they're still working through the design process. County Route 3 in Halkett. Once again, that one is actually waiting for a right-of-way clearance as well. We've worked out all the property issues, so once that gets cleared, we can put that out to bid and hopefully get that one going. To the 23B slope stabilization and sidewalk repair, we put that out to bid. We should be getting the bid opening on Wednesday, February 18th. There has been a lot of interest in it, which is good. We had a on-site meeting. There was quite a few contractors there. There was a lot of questioning regarding the closures during construction. That will be something that we're going to have to take a look at. Something that I'd like to present to some of the ones here in Catskill, that sidewalk. Would it be possible to close it for a week or two during the sheet pile installation?
Yeah, say you're gonna have to.
Yes.
What about the road itself?
The road will not be, it's gonna be temporary lane closures, so we have that under control. It's the pedestrian access through that area, because it does get.
There's a lot of people that walk there, but you're gonna have to close it. But what about across the street is the Elliott? So if people are gonna be having to come in and out of there.
We do have, there's accommodation for those closures. We'll have flaggers there, we'll have lights set up. So the biggest issue was the pedestrian access through that site during the sheet pile installation when they set up the crane. It's gonna take up a lot of space. Breaking it down and setting it up every day is gonna be extremely time consuming.
Raise
So-
on 23 or 6.
23. 23 feet.
Yeah, you don't have a choice, guy. You gotta close the sidewalk or.
Well, I was hoping that would be something that would be acceptable.
Put out temporary crosswalk.
Well, that's the thing, there's really nowhere where to send them, I can't send them across the street. So
We'll have to figure
They're
that,
still gonna walk, you know.
let's figure it out.
currently, we're still working through the paving, for this year. Hopefully, we'll work out the contract details and we'll put it out and get by March. Hopefully as quickly as we possibly can, get it out early, hopefully get the best price at that point.
Do you have an idea how many miles you're gonna do, or like what you're
Yeah.
basically like, we definitely have to do this road, or?
So, and that's, forget me, I had about 16 miles paved, but another 30 surface treated. Or to seal micro, trying to get into a little bit more of that preservation stuff this year than full repaved. Try to get ourselves in the set of.
So, yeah.
Things.
Wait for the frost to get it around first.
It's a little different than what we typically, the 2-inch overlay, when we're starting to try to progress more towards the surface preservation techniques to try to extend the current lifespan of the pavement instead of going all the way and full on reclamation.
Right.
So
Guys, is the GPS data coming in? So
it is RMT.
do we have enough data now to be able to evaluate or score? So that we don't have worst to first discussions or?
And that's what the surface preservation, treatments that we're gonna be end up doing is based on the RMT.
How many months have we had that now?
We've gotten,
About a year.
Is it a year
Yeah.
almost?
so there are still anomalies we're working out with them. This time of year is a little tricky. It's supposed to be excluding some of the data based on, obviously, if it's snow covered or. So we're working with them to try to get it,
On the surface treatments, is that all contracted out too?
yes. Besides our typical pothole repairs,
Sure, how many miles do you do on surface treatment? 125.
we did 16 miles of paving and
Probably in the 22 range, off the top of my head.
And how many total miles of county highway do you have?
262.5.
So you're doing more than 10% every year, which is pretty good.
Ideally, 20% is kind of enough. You can hit something every 5 years. I'm talking minor surface treatment.
Right.
You can extend the life of a, 12-year-old road, you might be able to get 20, 25 years out of it,
Sure.
4 years.
Solid waste, the maintenance building and scale house is moving along actually much better than what I envisioned, especially with this winter being as bad as it has. Fast Hatfield has, they're moving quite rapidly for this kind of weather. That building should be enclosed shortly. Once they get the heat in there, they can start doing some of the mechanical and electrical, but we're working through that construction well. So knock on wood, it still keeps on moving, even with this terrible winter. And that's it. We have some resolutions here for new equipment, so if you have any questions, please let us know.
Their questions.
Very numbers.
It's,
So the crew cabs, what's their purpose? These are performing?
no, these are all these trucks right here are all for the crew.
Are you replacing 4 vehicles?
Yes, they're all replacing existing vehicles that we have that are have far outlasted their lifespan.
Are we gonna get them this time?
Yeah. These, yeah, absolutely. These right here are we should be getting in within the typical 90 days. It's the bigger trucks that are still a big issue. And with those bigger trucks, it's not necessarily the actual cab and chassis anymore. It's the snow and ice control equipment where
were having an issue. And they're saying probably 2 years to when they get the truck.
Knowing all the storm stuff will be integrated, no, there'll be,
Yeah, we're struggling to find other outfitters for those big trucks.
Where's this company out of, Scott?
Which one?
Schultz Ford?
They're down in Rockland County.
Rockland County.
I've done business with them. They've got a lot of commercial class vehicles, trucks, refrigerated vehicles and things like that, so.
Yeah, we put this out on the whole New York State mini bid system, so we have everybody from Buffalo to Long Island bidding on this.
Those F600s are you doing gas motors?
Yeah. And we currently have 2 of them right now in the fleet.
The F600?
Yep.
So how long have they been in there now?
Geez, this is the first maybe a couple months.
6 months?
Other than last year.
And they have snow and ice control with them?
Absolutely, yeah.
9 foot straight plows and sand.
And Sanders. And those are relatively easy to upfit?
Yes,
Compared to the bigger trucks?
yes. Yeah, it's the big trucks that are really the biggest, because of all the snow and ice control equipment is exponentially more involved.
Question? Good.
Oh, sorry, James, on those pickup trucks, you just look into the F-Cars fleet system or whatever, for those type of vehicles?
They do have the availability to do that. I'm actually waiting for the sheriff's departments. They're currently using the enterprise. I want to see how they go first.
Okay.
They're kind of a guinea pig right now and see how well it works.
All right.
If it works for them, then we might have to do everything from 1 ton down.
And those sheriff's cars that we're doing, they're right around 45,000 miles on now. They were both,
Yeah, they haven't quite got to the second round of turning them in, so I'm kind of curious on how it works.
After them from getting bumps and bruises on them.
That's the key. And still, we're gonna do more, I'm sure we're waiting on it too, so that's gonna be a big thing too.
yeah, we don't want to lose them.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't. I'm sure it's going. I'm sure it's going. So. Okay. On that note. We got 5 action items tonight, we'll right in. What about the purchase of 4 2026 4-wheel drive F-250 crew cab trucks for New York State Office of General Services.
Letter.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 2, what about the purchase of 2 2026 Rotary Cab Ford F600 trucks with dump bodies and plows for New York State Office of General Services.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. What about the purchase of 1 2026 Ford four-wheel drive Rotary Cab Ford F-250 truck for New York State Office of General Services?
Campbell?
Corrington, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Authorizing advertisement for bids, fuel oil.
Campbell?
All in favor? All opposed? Motion carried. Authorizing advertisement for bid, purchase of materials.
Letter. Torrington.
Corrington, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Anything else that comes for us to today?
Motion to close.
This motion for executive session.
Make that motion.
Second.
For the purpose of.
Personnel. Anita Martinez at 6:25.
There will not be other business. Take care of it after you, that's.